Okay, so what is it that's coming up? Right now, just where you are.
Fear.
Fear? And where are you feeling that in your body?
In my gut.
In my gut. So if you explain that fear in your gut in more detail, does it have a shape, a colour, a size, a weight?
It's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
If it was an object, what would it be?
Like a big ball.
A big ball?
Yeah.
So
I can hear you already.
a heavy ball in your stomach
Heavy ball
of
in
fear?
my stomach of fear.
Does it have a colour?
Black.
Black. So even though I've got this big, heavy black ball
Even though I've got this big, heavy black ball
of fear in my stomach,
of fear in my stomach,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and my body
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this big, black, heavy ball
Even though I've got this big, black, heavy ball
of fear in my stomach,
of fear in my stomach,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and my body
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
Even though I've still got this big, black, heavy ball
Even though I've still got this big, black, heavy ball
of fear
of fear
trapped in my stomach,
trapped in my stomach,
I'm letting my body know
I'm letting my body know
it's time to process this.
that it's time to process this.
Mm-hmm. This big, black, heavy ball
With your both hands, this big, black, heavy ball
that's trapped in my stomach,
that's trapped in my stomach,
all this fear in my stomach,
all this fear in my stomach,
and this big, black, heavy ball
this big, black, heavy ball
trapped in my stomach,
trapped in my stomach,
this big, black, heavy ball of fear
this big, black, heavy ball of fear
that's trapped in my stomach.
that's trapped in my stomach.
I want to process it.
I want to process it.
I don't know if I can,
I don't know if I can,
but I want to.
but I want to.
It's been trapped there for so long,
It has been trapped there for so long,
and it's bringing up emotion.
and it's bringing up emotion.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and my body
and all this emotion,
and all this emotion,
all this fear
all this fear
that's been stuck in my stomach,
that's been stuck in my stomach,
and this big, black, heavy ball.
this big, black, heavy ball.
It's time to process it and let it go.
It's time to process it and let it go.
Even though I'm not sure how.
Even though I'm not sure how.
I've got plenty of tissues.
That's good.
All right. Has that big, black, heavy ball shifted at all, or changed colour, or got a little bit lighter, or moved around?
It's a bit lighter.
Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit lighter. It's not as heavy.
Has it heavy?
Has it shrunken in size or a little bit?
Yeah.
Has it
Shrunk in
changed
size.
colour?
I'd put it as grey,
Grey? Mm-hmm.
not black. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Smaller and lighter.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
So even though I've got this remaining
Even though I've got this remaining
grey ball
grey ball
of fear, is it still fear?
it is
Yep.
still fear.
Trapped in my stomach.
Trapped in my stomach.
It's been there for such a long time.
It's been there for such a long time.
How long's it been there?
So about 50 something years.
Mm-hmm. It's been there for so many years.
It's been there for so many years.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and my body
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this remaining grey ball,
She's now shifted.
yeah, where's it gone? Up into
My
my
heart.
heart. Mm-hmm. I've got this fear in my heart.
I've got this fear in my heart.
Is it still a grey ball? I accept myself
I accept myself
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this grey fear
Even though I've got this grey fear,
that's moved to my heart,
it's moved to my heart.
and it's been there about 50 years.
It's been there for about 50 years.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body,
and my body.
and I'm letting my body know
And I'm letting my body know
it's time to process and release this.
it's time to process it and release this.
Top of the head. Fear,
Fear,
it's trapped in my heart,
it's trapped in my heart.
in this grey ball,
This grey ball,
this grey ball that's moving,
this grey ball that's moving.
it's moving through my body.
It's moving through my body.
It's now in my heart.
It's now in my heart.
All this fear in my heart.
All this fear in my heart.
I'm processing and releasing it.
I'm processing and releasing it.
It's been trapped there for 50 years.
It's been trapped there for 50 years.
All this fear trapped in my heart.
All this fear that is trapped in my heart.
Dissolving it all the way back to where it began.
Dissolving it all the way back to where it began.
All those years ago.
All those years ago.
That grey ball of fear.
grey ball of fear.
trapped in my heart
Trapped in my heart.
from all those years.
From all those years ago.
hmm Take a deep breath. Need any water?
Yes.
Have some water. So that grey ball, is it still grey? Is it shrunk? Is it still in the heart? Or is it shifted?
It's shrunk.
hmm
It's still in the heart. There's still a pain there.
There's not a pain? Or
There is a pain.
So what sort of pain is it? How would you describe it? Is it
It's like a sharp.
sharp?
It's like a sharp pain.
hmm
It's small, but it's kind of like rounded and it's sharp.
hmm
If I was to describe it, it feels like a lead bullet.
hmm Okay.
And I don't know where that's come from, but it feels like a lead bullet in my heart.
All right. So even though I've got this feeling,
Even though I've got this feeling,
I don't know where it comes from,
I don't know where it comes
but it
from.
feels like a lead bullet through my heart.
But it feels like a lead bullet through my heart.
Is it still fear?
It's fear.
Yep. This fear in
This
my heart.
Fear in my heart.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and my body
and all my body's memories
and all my body's memories
and protection
and protection
that might be trapped in there.
that might be trapped in me.
And I want to release it and process it.
I want to release it and process it.
And I accept myself deeply and completely.
I accept myself deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this sharp feeling,
Even though I've got this sharp feeling,
like a bullet through the heart,
like a bullet through the heart,
that is fear.
that is fear.
That's been there for so long.
It's been there for so long.
I'm not sure where it's come from.
I'm not sure where it's come from.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and let the cells of my heart know
and let the cells of my heart know
it's time to process and release this.
it's time to process and release this.
Wherever it's come from,
Wherever it's come from,
all the way back to its origin.
all the way back to its origin.
Releasing it
Releasing it
and letting it go.
and letting it go.
Thanking my body for protecting me.
Thanking my body for protecting me.
Letting it know it's time to let it go.
Letting it know that it's time to let it go.
This sharp pain,
This sharp pain,
like a bullet through my heart.
like a bullet through my heart.
This fear,
This fear,
I'm not sure where it's come from,
I'm not sure where it's come from.
but it feels like a bullet.
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 This sharp pain,
This sharp pain.
it feels like a bullet.
It feels like a bullet.
Do you have any memory of a bullet? It feels like a bullet.
It feels like a bullet.
Is there any memory?
Galipoli. Galipoli.
Say that again.
Gallipoli.
Gallipoli. Okay. So what's
That's
coming
what I
up?
was dealing with yesterday with Sue.
Okay. So it feels like a bullet.
It feels like a bullet.
It feels like Galipoli.
It feels like Gallipoli.
Does it feel like it's a past life memory? All the way back to its origin.
All the way back to its origin.
Taking this feeling in my cells of my heart.
Taking this feeling in the cells of my heart.
All the way back to its origin.
All the way back to its origin.
To Gallipoli.
To Gallipoli.
Like a lead bullet through the heart.
Like a lead bullet through the heart.
I want to process and release it.
I want to process and release it.
All the way back to its origin.
All the way back to its origin.
It doesn't belong trapped in the memories of myself.
It doesn't belong trapped in the memories of my cells.
All the memories of my energy.
All the memories of my energy.
All the multi-dimensional layers of my energy.
The multi-dimensional layers of my memory.
All the memories of Gallipoli.
All the memories of Galipoli.
All that fear.
All that fear.
Processing it, releasing it.
Processing it and releasing it.
All the way back to that bullet through my heart.
All the way back to that bullet through my heart.
All the fear.
All the fear.
All the fear of Gallipoli.
All the fear of Galipoli.
Releasing it from my heart's energy.
Releasing it from my heart's energy.
All the multi-dimensional layers.
All the multi-dimensional layers.
All the cells of my heart.
All the cells of my heart.
All the way back to that memory.
All the way back to that memory.
Releasing all the fear
Releasing all the fear
that was trapped in those cells.
that was trapped in those cells.
That lead bullet through my heart.
That lead bullet through my heart.
Releasing it now.
Releasing it now.
Sending my heart peace
Sending my heart peace.
all the way back to Gallipoli.
all the way back to Galipoli.
It's time I had peace.
It's time I had peace.
It's time my cells had peace.
It's time my cells had peace.
I want to have peace.
I want to have peace.
I'm having peace.
I'm having peace
In my heart,
in my heart.
where that bullet was.
And where that bullet was.
Releasing the fear.
Releasing the fear.
Take a deep breath. How come I'm getting all this past life stuff now?
It's my stuff. I've got enough stuff in this lifetime. Live in the last lifetime.
Yeah. It's funny how it comes up when I've opened the spaces for that to happen. So when you tune into that feeling in your heart, is it there now? When you tune into fear.
It's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still there, and I'm kind of shaking.
Yep.
My body is, it's kind of like my body is so cold and it's shaking, and I'm
Mhm.
emotionally
Mm-hmm.
in it.
Yep. Okay. Tapping.
Yeah.
Even though I'm cold
Even though I'm cold
and I'm shaking,
and I'm shaking,
I'm letting my body know
I'm letting my body know
it's okay to release all this shock,
it's okay to release all this shock,
all this fear
this fear
that's been trapped in the cells of my body.
has been trapped in the cells of my body.
It's time for it to be released.
It's time for it to be released.
And I am releasing it now.
And I'm releasing it now.
It's okay to release it.
It's okay to release it.
All that shock in my body.
All that shock in my body.
I'm cold and I'm shaking.
I'm cold and I'm shaking.
I'm processing and releasing all that shock in my body.
I'm processing and releasing.
Cold.
I'm cold and I'm fearful.
I'm fearful and I'm in shock.
And I'm in shock.
And maybe I'm dying.
And maybe I'm dying.
Back in Galipoli.
Literally.
It's time to release all that fear.
It's time to release all that fear.
All that shaking.
All that shaking.
All that shock.
All that shock.
All that fear.
All that fear.
Out of the cells and the memories of my body.
Out of the cells and the memories of my body.
I'm okay now.
I'm okay now.
I'm at peace.
I'm at peace.
And my body deserves that peace.
And my body deserves that peace.
Releasing all the shock and fear.
Releasing all the shock and fear.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
Top of the head. Releasing all that shock.
Releasing all that shock.
All the shaking.
All the shaking.
All the fear.
All the fear.
I am at peace now.
I am at peace now.
Releasing all the shock.
Releasing all the shock.
All the fear.
Releasing all the fear.
I'm at peace now.
I'm at peace now.
Thanking my body
Thanking my body
for holding on to that
for holding on to that fear,
shock
shock,
and releasing it.
and releasing it.
I am safe.
I am safe.
I am at peace.
I am at peace.
I've released the fear.
I've released the fear.
The fear of Gallipoli
The fear of Galipoli.
and everything that I saw
Everything that I saw
and heard
and heard
and felt.
and felt.
Released it all from my body.
Released it all from my body.
Continuing to release it
Continuing to release it
and process it.
and processing it.
It's been stuck in the multi-dimensional layers for too long,
It's been stuck in the multi-dimensional layers for too long.
and I wanted to release it all now.
And I want to release it all now.
Feeling peace in my heart
Feeling peace in my heart.
where there was fear and
There
shock.
was fear and shock.
Deep breath. So if you can imagine the colour of peace now, what colour is that?
Peace to me would be pink.
So if you just close your eyes and bring in that beautiful, peaceful colour of pink, and bring it in through your heart, and see it dissolving any remaining shock, fear, shaking, coldness.
I'm still cold.
Just send the pink in and feel it dissolving that coldness, that shock, allowing it to be processed and feeling the warmth coming in with that pink piece. And I just want you to tap, feeling that warm pink piece coming in through my heart,
Feeling that warm pink piece coming in through my heart.
dissolving any remaining coldness
Dissolving any remaining coldness
that may relate to any experience I've had.
that may relate to any experience I've had.
All that pink warmth
All that pink warmth
coming in through my heart,
coming in through my heart.
that peace,
That peace. peace.
Sending it back to wherever it needs to go.
Sending it back to wherever it needs to go.
To feel the warmth and peace.
To feel the warmth and the peace.
Feeling the warmth and the peace.
Feeling the warmth and the peace.
That beautiful pink warmth.
That beautiful pink warmth.
Sending it to my body.
Sending it to my body.
To my heart.
To my heart.
All the way back to where it needs to go.
Right back to where it needs to go.
That warm pink peace.
That warm pink peace.
Dissolving any remaining coldness.
Dissolving any remaining coldness.
Shock and fear.
Shock and fear and trembling.
And trembling, yeah.
I'm still trembling.
Allowing my body to process it and let it go.
Allowing my body to process it and let it go.
That trembling is the processing of it.
The trembling is the processing of it.
And I allow my body to process it.
And I allow my body to process it.
As the warm pink comes in.
As the warm pink comes in.
Allowing my body to process and tremble out all the remaining fear.
Allowing my body to process and tremble out all the remaining fear.
As long as it needs to.
As long as it needs to.
Feeling that warm peace.
Feeling that warm peace.
Releasing all the shock.
Releasing all the shock.
All the coldness.
All the coldness.
All the trembling.
All the trembling.
Processing. Good.
It's better.
And you can allow that to continue. You know, your body knows how to continue processing that. So you can allow it to continue to process, and the trembling will gently just fade away. But that's how the body processes shock and fear. So keep bringing in that pink and that warmth, that peace. You can see that already on you. Can everyone feel that?
There's more peace within me now than
Yeah.
was before.
Mm-hmm.
And I can never work out what that feeling was in my heart until just now. Pulled it.
Well done.